Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and this day has gotten away from me. Today, I have been doing Carpool City with my two boys, and I've been like a slingshot today. And so I'm just now sitting down to do my last video, but that's okay. I've got something really cool at the end of this. I think that it'll be an eye-opener with some of the things that have been going on in the last few months, and I've got an interesting little tie-in as well. Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. Christine Lagarde, I spoke at IFF Paris about the role of finance in responding to the pandemic so far. I also argued that this crisis represents an opportunity to develop a financial architecture that is fit for tomorrow. Watch my full remarks. Now, I have not watched her remarks yet. I just thought the tweet was good enough because she's telling you that we never let a crisis go to waste. Is she not? That's exactly what she's saying. Where have we heard that before? Then Heoseko Carmona sent me this. Let that sink in. Look at this tweet. 22% of all U.S. dollars was created in 2020. 22% of all U.S. dollars were created in 2020. Folks, do I need to say anything else about that? Might be a good time to play this gold video. This is a good gold video I saw from today. Gold Telegraph, watch. This is Alan Greenspan, former Federal Reserve Chairman. Listen to what he says.
Well, you know what's interesting is gold is still significant. I ask myself if it's a relic of a long history, why is there $1 trillion held in gold by the world's central banks, plus the IMF and all of the other financial institutions? If it's worthless and meaningless, why is everybody still holding it?
Right. And if the government makes it very difficult for you to get your hands on it too, and at times has even outlawed it. Now, David Schwartz tweeted this. I was going to wish him luck. I'm getting this fixed in just 2 days. I may be more active on Twitter than usual, though possibly less coherent. I think that if we had a less coherent David Schwartz, he's so brilliant that we might get some very interesting tweets. So let's hope that they have him very incoherent, and we can be entertained by it. Since I'll be confined to a bed and on pain medication for a few days, so apparently he's got, it looks like an ankle problem. I'm no doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a financial advisor. So, and then he tweeted this out. Swell by Ripple is almost upon us. If you can't catch us live, we'll be sharing the video of the sessions following the event this year on Ripple Insights, which is their blog. Okay. This was an interesting tweet I saw today. Treasury Deputy Secretary Mnuchin. Okay, maybe there is. Okay. I thought that he was talking about Mnuchin. There may be a Mnuchin. I don't know. Anyway, says the administration is studying the possibility of a government-sponsored digital currency, as is the Fed. So this is the Treasury and the Fed that are looking for digital currencies, the way I'm reading this. He says there are efficiency and cost benefits to using a distributed ledger, and it's important for government to embrace innovation. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. Treasuries, it's got to be Mnuchin he's talking about, says, but no decision yet on whether to move forward with a government-sponsored digital currency. Mnuchin, I'm assuming, says concerns that officials are studying as Treasury and the Fed weigh a government-backed digital currency, including the potential for illicit financial activity, risks to financial stability, We've heard all this stuff, folks. But the bottom line is they're weighing all of this right now, is that, at least that's what we're supposed to think. I Am Legion tweeted out this article today, and it led me to this, which I wanted to bring to your attention. I love the title of this. The whole world will be instant in a while, and so will payments. And he's talking about how Sibos is upon us. Sibos is one of the big conferences for the digital everything and banking and all that. Well, I wanted to read you the last line of his article. If I were a bank, I would be convinced. I would be convinced of the target scenario from the payment side. In this scenario, any payment anywhere in the world from any device will be instant in the future. I recommend committing to this because one way or another, instant payments will become the new normal. There you go. Then there was, this is Sibos. I went to the website just to show you who some of the companies involved are. And of course, you'll immediately see the ones you recognize. There's Accenture, ACI, Amazon Web Services. As we go down, you'll see all sorts of companies. Bank of America. Let's see who else we see. BNY Mellon's right there. I'll go through, what is CIBC Mellon? That looks interesting. I'm going to come back to that. But I'm not going to do it in this video, but I'm going to look that up. That sounds interesting. Okay. Deutsche Bank, DTCC, DLT Ledgers. As we go down, we will see more and more and more that we recognize. Finality, Fiserv, Google Cloud, HSBC, IBM, ING, JP Morgan, MasterCard. Well, let's get down to the fintechs because you're gonna see some that you know for sure. R3. And then as we go down further, there's 6, that exchange in Switzerland, State Street, Standard Chartered, who's a node on the network away from Ripple, Swift, Temenos, you name it, they're here, folks, okay? Wells Fargo, WeTrade, Western Union. All right, moving along. James Rule made me aware of this. PayID October event registration. Everybody's having these online events. This is actually right before Swell. October 12th through the 13th, they're going to do an Open Payments Coalition conference. David Schwartz is going to be there. This guy from CoinShares, this guy from BitPay, this one from Pantera Capital, says there will be live demos and new releases of PayID from Ripple, BitPay, Crypto.com, Bitrue, PayMe, Tangem, PayBurner, and others. So there's going to be demos going on. That could be interesting. Now, I wanted to show you this. No skiing, but still mountaintop luxury at 2021. World Economic Forum near Lucerne. The World Economic Forum in 2021, they're getting ready. And I wanted to show you this. Now, this right here, this is some gold. I told you I buy from AppMex. This is an advertisement right here, but I buy these. You don't have to buy a full ounce. You can buy 1/10 of an ounce, but every once in a while, I'll get those. Anyway, World Economic Forum rescheduled the 2021 meeting to May 18th to 21st. It's a combination of in-person and remote digital events via a network of 400 hubs around the world. And then down here towards the bottom, it says the 2021 meeting will be held around the theme of the Great Reset, to plot a path to recovery from the pandemic and rebuild a more cohesive and sustainable society. Folks, words mean things. Pay attention to all these words because these people, they have been using a lot of these words and it's like they're doing it in a dance. World Economic Forum, ECB, all of the same words. Sustainable is one of the words they use. Great Reset. What's the one that Christine Lagarde used? I don't really remember, but anyway. All right, moving along. What Uphold is doing is fascinating to me. Today, Uphold becomes the world's only 24/7 trading service for U.S. public equities. Uphold users in 200 jurisdictions can now trade U.S. equities around the clock and continuously throughout the year, bringing convenience and accessibility of crypto markets to U.S. stocks. So you can buy their fractional equities. Now, this is not available to U.S. citizens right now, but when they do, it is game on because that is going to be a big, huge deal. Okay, now this is where this video gets really interesting, folks. Pay close attention because here we go. Ian Northing sent me this. This is Michael Crazios, all right, the 4th Chief Technology Officer of the United States at the White House. Today, the White House is launching Quantum.gov. Now, I want to say up front, I know that we're not allowed to say the word quantum on YouTube because when we do, we're accused of all sorts of things, and that's craziness, and quantum is so far out into the future that we're all crazy and conspiracy theorists and all this. But guess what? Bad news for all of you that talk like that, because today the White House is launching Quantum.gov, the official website of the National Quantum Coordination Office. This new dedicated site will feature the latest updates and resources on the admin's wide-ranging quantum initiatives. So, I guess the White House is crazy and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because they have just launched Quantum.gov, almost as if it's a thing. So, Quantum.gov is going on. Now, I wanted to look into this guy and see what he's about, okay? So I just decided I would look at him for a minute. So let's take a look. Michael Crazios, all right? This is him. This is on the White House's website. Talks about some of his background. Michael had an integral role in this under his leadership, Let's see if it says anything. It says Michael has represented the United States as the head of delegation at multiple international fora, including G7 technology ministerials in Italy, Canada, France, G20 digital economy ministerials in Argentina and Japan, the OECD. I'm tired of saying all these words. Prior to joining the White House, Michael was a principal at Thiel Capital. Hello. What is Thiel Capital? Let's look a little closer. All right. So I don't really need to take you into his Wikipedia page. I did pull it up, but he was more or less, I think he was appointed by Trump to this. Anyway, let's look at his LinkedIn page because this is where I think it gets a little interesting. He's at the White House for the last 3 years. Before that, acting Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering. And before that, he is a principal and chief of staff at Thiel Capital LLC. And before that, from 2010 to 2015, and both of these are in San Francisco, by the way, chief financial officer and chief compliance officer at Clarium Capital Management, 2010 to 2015. What happened? Let me look at something. Yeah. This is their website, Thiel Capital. There's really nothing there. It's just thielcapital.com. That is Peter Thiel's venture capital firm, by the way. And Clarium Capital, first let's look at this so that you know about Thiel. Big name investors back effort to build a better Bitcoin. April 11th, 2013. Right down here, because I'm not a subscriber to Bloomberg. Right down here. OpenCoin has also received investment from the early stage wing, the Founders Fund, a venture firm owned by PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel also owns Thiel Capital, and he also started Clarium Capital Management. You don't have to believe me because I'm going to show you, but first I want to show you this. Through the Thiel Foundation, Thiel governs the grant-making bodies, Breakout Labs, and Thiel Fellowship, He has donated to over 50 political figures on the American right, including Donald Trump and Meg Whitman. Now let's go down just to show you. Clarium Capital. Thiel used $10 million of his proceeds to create Clarium Capital. Then he's an investor in Palantir. Founders Fund. It does not say in here Thiel Capital, but it is his venture capital firm. I was doing some searches on Thiel Capital, and this guy comes up, Eric Weinstein. Thiel Capital's Eric Weinstein talks about the nature of money, talks about how they invested in EOS issuer Block 1. And then I looked around a little more. This guy's got Eric Weinstein has got his own YouTube channel with a lot of subscribers. he's a mathematician. He's a very smart guy, went to Harvard. And here he is interviewing Vitalik Buterin. I'm not going to go through that, but he's also got interviews with Peter Thiel himself on there as well. I just thought these were some interesting things that ties to, because bottom line is Peter Thiel's an investor in Ripple. And one of the guys on his staff just happened to work their way to the Trump administration to run the quantum program in the technology office. And Peter Thiel just happened to donate to Trump and some other right-wing people. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that Peter Thiel had a guy working for him that now works at, and I don't want to make anybody mad, but he's at the technology office for the White House, and he just started Quantum.gov. That is so offensive, but I've got to say it again, Quantum.gov. Thank you for listening.
Every day, billions of people around the world are mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and embarrassed by their friends, family, and even strangers. These people go through their days knowing there are secrets being kept from them. They hear the faint whispers behind closed doors. The information and knowledge is held very close and only shared with others who were fortunate enough to find out. Feeling lost, rejected, and ostracized, these people give up, never finding out what digital assets the digital asset investor holds. But there is hope. Join the free Digital Asset Investor email newsletter and find out what digital assets he owns each month, including investments he's considering. Click the link in the description of this video or go to digitalassetinvestornewsletter.com. Put an end to your days of gloom and depression. Join the greatest free digital asset email newsletter ever created.